Hey guys, and welcome to another Wheel to Wheel Hotlap, proudly brought to you by Hybrid Ag. I'm your host Viper's Fang, and this week we are in Stavoll, Belgium, the home of waffles, beer and chocolate. Who doesn't love Belgian chocolate? But we're really here for Spa, one of the world's most iconic racetracks and one of my personal favourites. This one's been marked on the calendar for a long time, and it's going to be a great race. To show us the way around this wonderful layout, let's kick it over to Captain Lowside to show us the way around Spa.
Thank you very much for the intro there, Viper's Fang. This is going to be my lap or my take on Spa in the Suzuki Group 3 car. This is a bit of a wily beast to handle, so you will notice some differences. Early shifting being the big one, shifting pretty much before it hits the marker even. So on the run down into turn 1, 100 metre board, you're looking for that, braking hard, back down into second, you're kissing the curb on the inside there, looking to straighten up the car as early as you can, get on the power nice and early as well, looking to maximise your speed down this run into Radion and Eau Rouge. Then onto the Camel Straight, it all links into one another. You're looking to stay left there and then just clipping this curve on the right hand side. Don't take too much of it, as it will unsettle the car quite heavily and then push you off track, which gives you a track limit penalty. Up into 7th gear nice and early, onto the Camel Straight, braking just at the 100 metre board again, on back to 4th, and you're looking to just stay away from those two cones on the inside. Keep it about mid-track here on exit, and just keep it nice and flowing through this section of the course. Running down into this next right-hander, looking to brake at the start of that curb, and then running it just a little bit deep and taking a double apex, allowing it to get on the power early onto this run down into No Name. Just staying away from those two left-hand cones on the inside there, and again getting on the power nice and early. This next left-hander is tricky. You're looking to brake at just before the 50 metre board, depending on where your tyres are at in terms of grip. Only braking lightly and turning in, looking to stay just on that left-hand curb and staying away from that right-hand curb, because the difference between a good line and a bad line is so very, very minor. Looking again for just before this 50 metre board, or the start of the curve, depending on which one you want to use as your braking marker. Back into 4th, light braking again, nice and tight on the entrance and keeping it nice and tight the whole way through, setting you up for this left-hander. Pushing through all the way to the right-hand side, it's very easy to go off there. You're looking well before this curb on your left-hand side, the red and yellow curb. Heavy on the initial braking, but then back off nice and light as you turn in. Looking to apex just on that second cone on the inside there. 5th gear, I duck off just a little bit on the throttle, dealing with a touch of oversteer there because I took too much curb. This run down the back straight is vital as well. Getting a good exit out of that right-hander will make this a very good overtaking opportunity. You can get side by side here and force the overtaking of this left-hander. 263k in the Suzuki. I need to back off just a little bit to make sure that left-hander is nice and smooth. We're looking for either that white line that you can see there now or the 150 board, depending on your tyre wear, is where you're going to need to brake coming into this bus stop. I'm looking at the 150 board because I've got good, nice, fresh tyres. Back down into 2nd gear, plenty of curb on the right-hand side, and then just nipping that curb on the left. 2nd and 3rd on the run through to the start-finish straight. You should see a pretty good lap for your efforts at Spa.
Hey, thanks for that, Cap. It's been great to see the Div 1 drivers tear up these racetracks and give us some hot tips around these hot laps, proudly brought to you by Hybrid Ag. Now, Spa, it's one of the most iconic racetracks in the world, and it's synonymous for interesting conditions, and this week is not going to be any different. The weather god has been spiteful, and he has forecast rain. That's right, guys. Get out the scuba gear, get out the fins. You guys are going to need it. We're going to have to get the wet tyres on, and we're going to have to do some pedaling. This week's going to be tough. We have a 6-lap sprint and a 17-lap race. Softs and mediums are going to be available. Race 1 will have softs available. Race 2 will have mediums available, but the wet tyres will be available for all races. Now, this race is going to really set the cat amongst the pigeons. It's a 10-minute qualifying for the first race, and it's a reverse grid for the second race. Back to more of a standard wheel-to-wheel format, but with the advent of weather, it really makes it interesting. What cars are going to be the most apt in the wet conditions? Who's going to struggle? Is it going to affect tyres? Is it going to affect the high horsepower rear wheel front engine cars? Are the mid engines going to have an advantage? You guys are going to have to tune in to find out. You know when it is, 5:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. It's going to be on our YouTube. It's going to be on our Facebook. You know what to do. Tune in. I can't wait for it. Get excited. We're going to go wheel to wheel. We're going to love it. I know you guys are going to love it. Tune in, find out. Let's get excited.